Good evening, my people, all over the world, in the diaspora and everywhere. This is Ralston Gabidon from the descendants of Africa, born and raised up in Jamaica, and now a British citizen, live in Great Britain. Now I am on the move to change the narrative thinking of the African all over the world, in the diaspora and even in Africa itself. Now there is so much thing take place with us as black people, and we go through so much and we think is enough, and it's time now African start to look as African, look to Africa, yeah, move like African, right? And decided that we must go back to our roots, go back to be the people that we were at first, you know, and start to do the things that what Africans should do. We should be the people leading and not the followers, but instead we are following. We are now living in the West. The West is Babylon. The West is Rome, right? They take away all our indigenous truth and fill us with lies and hypocrisy. Loads of things that don't make sense, right? Because they take us, they bring us in the West and teach us that we as a people, we don't come from any God creation. We came from monkey or some ape and all of them kind of things, a scientific evidence showing them that, which, well, we know exactly. So that is a lie. That is a lie, because nature teaches wisdom, and in natures we can see that the way how things work, the way how things form, the way how things set, we know that everything has to come from a very intelligent source through nature. It can't just be a big bang or just something just come up like that, you know. But they're trying to trick our mind over time, from long years back, you know. Teach my grandfather and my great-grandfather back hypocrisy, even though most of those people didn't know the truth. But what they do, they try to pressure them by enslave them, yeah, enslave them as a field in the field, and enslave their mind, teach them stuff that when they say these stuff is not acceptable, they decided still to push it on them. So they usually hang them and burn them to the stake. You understand? Because these people don't like truth. Because what? They want to set things a certain way to make them always in charge, be in power, and rule over the earth, rule over the people. They want to take over and rule over, especially over we black people. So black people, we need to stand up as a people, because what happened to us in the past is all because of this unity and this loyalty against each other. You understand? We did already have our way of living before we accept the European concept, because it's the European concept around the world right now, which, well, whatsoever they have run in the world right now is things that they copy from our books that we write. We wrote those books before in the past, long time. Our forefathers write books such as the Bible, such as the scroll, right, and so forth. They take words and twist them, put in their way, formalize those words so that those words seems as good, but what they do, they take out the substance out of those words so that it may water down, it come down, you know. And when we hear it, because many of us don't know better, we digest it. But that's why we as a people, we must read for ourselves, we must study for ourselves, we must try to go into history for ourselves. Then we will see things that were hidden. You understand? That's why even the good book say, which is the Bible, say that what was hid from the wise and prudent, now revealed to the babe and suckling. You understand? Now is the time wherein things are getting intense over the world and everywhere, where you see, like, you know, all the things that the scripture say will fulfill. No, they are fulfilling. They are fulfilling right now. You understand? Right before our very own eyes. You understand? So right now is a wake-up call for the people. And African, if you don't wake up now, you won't wake up again. Because now is things are happening right before your very eyes. And right now, what we're supposed to wake up, we're supposed to have our eyes open. We're supposed to have our vision. We're supposed to have work together for our cause and the benefit of our own good. So we need to unite as a people. The other nation, they don't want us to unite. What they do, they use politics and all of them things for divide way. To put, you know, so that we be a nation and being divided, because every nation that divided, every kingdom that divided itself shall fall. And that is our fall. Because why? We not step up and say, look, enough is enough. We show love to our brother and sister out there. You understand? Because let me tell you something, you know, my people. You see, right now, we are the king and the queens of the earth, you know. We are the indigenous people, the first people. The earth is black, and we are the black people from the earth. Did you know that majority of these countries over the world, if you check them out, black people are the indigenous people? So sometimes you have to ask yourself a question: where these other people come from? When you check history, I try to find out things and read for yourself and ask questions. Even people from a certain land where we think is the native people, we found out that they are not the native people. Because, for instance, even the Philippines, yeah? The Philippines have some people there, some black people. They want to look more like the native Australian, because I think most of you guys may believe in that the Australian people is some white people, because the white man from England and part of Europe, place in Europe, go and settled in Australia. Yeah. So because we see that in this time, we believe in that they are the original people. But if you try to Google or try to go to Australia or try to find out the truth, who is the indigenous people of Australia? It's black people. It's some black people. You understand? And those kind of black people were the same kind of black people who live in the Philippines. Philippines is a place wherein this prince from Spain, right? These guys are always adventurous, always going out looking for land and looking for land for colonize and take over, right? So when Prince Philip go all the way, sailing boat and go all the way into the Philippines, he first find a place in the Philippines called Manila, but I don't know if within that time it called Manila, right? And that's where he go back to Spain, and what they do, they let out like them prisoner and all of them people, and them carry them just like the same thing where them do with Jamaica and all of them places. They carry them people go into the Philippines, but most of them bad people were in a prison and all of them people there, and they bring them in to wipe out the indigenous male, most of the male, right? And then they rape the women, right? And give them the people that you're seeing, what you're calling Filipino right now, right? Right? These black woman pregnant and have these children. So they are half Spanish and half black people. The indigenous Filipino people, they don't travel. They don't go nowhere. They stay and live in the Philippines. They live in the mountain, in the province. They live, right? They call it Ita, the Ita, or something like that, right? You can even Google it and you see it. And even if you Google it, you can see it come up. You will see it bring up the indigenous people. And if you ask the Philippines, they won't just tell you like that, you know. But if you should ask them, they will tell you the history. So they've been colonized, and then 100 years later, the Japanese do the same thing, go there and do the same thing to the people. So what really happened now? It becomes a mixed multitude of people. So some of these Filipino people, they mix with Japanese and Spanish, right? And black people. So what really happened is a combination in graph set of people. So many of these people and many countries around the world, it was first black people lived there, but these are the things what happened, what take place in history, and then it bring about some other nations. So some people, you see, if they are mixed nation, they are not indigenous people of the earth. Oh, God did make him earth and set it. Man changed everything that God set up and make it theme way in a theme style. You understand? And these things are true. You understand? Right? The African now, as black people, we are the most highly people who God set on the earth. We are God chosen people. Yeah? Our God is Yahweh. Yahweh is our God. Our language have been taken away from us. Right? Because what really happened? We know who we are, you know. We are Shemites. We are the Shemites. You understand? We are the direct descendants, people from Abraham lineage. We know that, right? This Jude thing that they're talking about, Jude, is not really Jude, you know. It's really Yud. Yud because it comes from Judah. Because all of God, people them, and the trend, like for instance, the what they call it now, the prophets and the patriarchs and all of them people there, most of them did carry a name, connect them back to the Most High God, which is Yahweh, right? Then you have the man who we call Jesus. We call him back in those times Yeshua, right? Right? Jeremiah, the prophet, was Jeremiah. The Joseph was Yasif. So everything was with a Y. John was Yakanan, right? So what them do over time, they try to change things and derive word and create new languages so that they can change the things that are true and bring them to falseness. You understand? These people are doing these things are not godly people. They are people who want to be God on earth. They are trying to be the you know, rule of the nation. They want to control. Right? You understand? So these are the things that they do. and trick the people mind. So we are living in a time where we are in mental slavery. So it's not so much about the field slave anymore, about the chain by your foot and the chain pan and all of them things there. But in the mind, so it's about the mindset. So what them do is create a way that you think a certain way how them Babylon themselves them want me and you for think. You understand? They want we for worship a certain way, that the worship come to them or to the idol where them worship without we knowing it. Because we have to understand people. Satan want us to have a form of godliness, but deny the power thereof of God. You understand? So him want to trick our mind, believing that we are serving God, or we are serving the real authentic person or divine that we're supposed to worship, while the worship coming to him. So what him do is change things. That's why them keep on been changing and changing and changing things. For what? They want to last you. They don't want you to know the truth of things. They don't want to know. They don't want you to know the truth. What they want you to know is what? Error, lies, lies, on top of lies, more lies. You understand, right? It come to a point now wherein all it come to they're talking about a free world, wherein that people can live anyhow they want to live, you know. But the thing about it is that they tell you about a free world, but them free up certain things, but there is things that they don't free. At the end of it all, the things that they don't want to be free, they keep those things in a way that if you try to violate or try to do those things, what they do? They put you in prison. So they free what they want to free and ban what they want to ban. Right? But my people, right now, we need to come together, support each other, love one another. Because that's where we last out pan. That's where we go wrong. When we start to hate one another. Yeah? And when you hate, you can kill. When you hate, when you hate your brother, you can kill your brother. Because the moment you hate your brother, you can lie against your brother. You can talk evil against your brother. And even the good book tell you about the tongue. The tongue is a weapon, a two-edged sword. Right? You have to, in everything, remember, it starts from within, So when within the mind set, when you think evil, evil automatically gonna come out and manifest. So when you hate your brother, you're gonna think evil of your brother. You're going to think evil about your brother. And the evil itself, you're going to conceive a lot of evil within, wherein that the evil itself will manifest itself. Right? So you will kill, the moment you hate your brother, you are killing your brother. So the thing about it, we need to love one another, come as one. There is no such word as like, What they do is erase the word. They use the word like to erase the word love. Because God never tells none of us to like one another. Him says, love your brother. Him say, as much as you love one another, then men may know that you are my disciples. We all say we have God in our way. We're always saying that. Most people, I say, I have God in me and all of them things. But what is God? And who is God? God is love. Right? God is love. So, how comes you are going to have God within you but you're lacking love. When the first commandment is love, right? Love the Lord thy God with all thy strength and with all thy might. And second and greater it is love thy neighbor as thyself. So when you love, and him go again and him tell you, say, how can you love God? And your brother that you see, you don't love your brother, but you say you're loving God, where you never see in all your life. You only know that God exists. That's why you say you believe, because I believe. That's why them tell you about this belief, this belief system, Because belief is a form of doubt. It's something that you don't see, you believe. That's why you say you have faith. Because faith is a substance of things hoped for, but not seen. Right? So what? You see your brother, so you know your brother exists. You know that your brother is around. Right? So what? We need for come together as a people. Why make, even if the European or the Chinese or any other nation, why make them call themselves united this and united that? Because at the end of the day, they will, even if them fight against each other, them unite together for cause. So that them have a way, especially against black people, when them want to take over black people territory and black people thing, what them do? Them unite themselves together for the cause and do it. So what? My people, hear me. Make us come together. Africa. Marcus Garvey say, unite. Bob Marley say, unite. Africa, unite. Blessed my people. Love you all.